And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Giangelo's here on 224 in Boardman, Ohio. DJ Yoakley, and I am joined by the head football coach of the varsity South Range Raiders. Ladies and gentlemen, your NEA champion, head ball coach, Mr. David Rach. Give it up for him. Has a pretty nice sound to it, right?
Yeah.
First year in, you win the NEA title outright. Talk about the hard work that's gone into that. I mean, there's a lot of naysayers in the beginning, and then all of a sudden everybody jumped back on that ship, that Raider ship, as you guys headed toward the playoffs. What is it like for you?
Oh, it's special. I mean, just a culmination of a lot of years. In the case of the seniors, I think they end up 27-0 against Northeast State for their careers. And, we were talking as a staff the other day, and winning football games is not easy. And to do it in the way they've done it and as often as they've done it is really incredible. Again, I think it's just a sign of how hard they've worked and how consistent they've been in their approach.
It's probably been a little bit different for you this year. Obviously, you're looking at things through a different lens. Kind of enlighten us on how it's different from being the D coordinator to being the head coach and winning and being successful as a head coach.
Oh, it's a lot different. I don't think people really understand how much I'm uninvolved, I guess, offensively and defensively anymore, which was, obviously a huge change for me. But I'm really lucky that I have a great staff around me and guys that I really trust, and so that, that frees me up to do a lot of the things that I haven't had to do before, and I'm still kind of learning on the fly as far as that goes.
Is it challenging? Like as similar, owning a business, you've got to let the reins go a little bit and let everybody do. You've got great people around you. I feel like I have the same. But it's still like that those moments that you want to jump in. How challenging has that been for you?
Challenging, but I think I've kind of went the other way, maybe too far. If I was, I guess grading myself, I think maybe I've been too hands off, just because I trust those guys so much, and I don't want to be overbearing, So I've really, I think, taken a step back, and the last thing I want to do is take such a big step back that I'm not giving them everything they need to succeed either. In the end of the day, we don't have 50 coaches, so everyone's got to pull their own weight, and sometimes I do feel guilty in that I'm not doing as good a job as I can as a coach. When I'm organizing stuff and doing stuff that that maybe is outside of coaching football.
Yeah, so as we turn the page from regular season to postseason, this is two different Raider teams that you guys prepare. You prepare for that title now, but now you prepare for the big one. You prepare for defend that state championship. When you're looking at Fairless, I'm sure you've already seen film and dug deep into it. What do you see this Fairless team coming into Rominger Stadium on Friday?
Well, I think first and foremost, it's a great program. It's a program that has been in the playoffs for a while now. They were 9-1 in the regular season last year. They eventually end up getting beat by Perry, who, we all know what a good team that is. 2 years ago, they go 9-1, end up losing to Poland, and again, that was a really good Poland team. So from a program perspective, they've really got it rolling right now. And then I think, they do a lot of stuff. One thing that's interesting about the playoffs is that you're playing a team, every week that is unfamiliar to you, and that may challenge you in different ways. And sometimes I think we get comfortable in our schedule around here. We kind of know how teams are going to attack us and how we want to attack teams, whereas that's all new. And part of what makes playoff football exciting. You're playing somebody that's unfamiliar to you, and so we've got to be kind of prepared for everything. And a lot of what we've seen on film from them is stuff that can be challenging for not just us, but for any defense and any offense. So, we're working hard in the film room trying to be prepared for whatever they could throw at us.
So I know that the number beside the name, Canfield South Range, doesn't mean much to you, at least on camera. But I know there's a drive behind you as a competitor that they always say, train like you're number 2 if you want to be number 1. Is there a little less kind of pressure because you are that underdog, so to speak, as Perry sits atop?
It's not something that we've talked a ton about. We're fortunate in that we got everything that we could get as far as we're going to get 2 home games.
Yep.
And we're lucky in Ohio that we get a chance to settle it on the field eventually. So we're anticipating, trying to win a game Friday. If we win Friday, we'll try to keep on, keeping on. But we know that if we want to be even in the conversation, in a couple weeks for that number 1 team in the region, that we've got to improve. And all those teams are in the same boat. If you show me any team that has gone anywhere in the playoffs and not improved week to week throughout the playoffs, I'd be really surprised by that. I think it's a part of the season where you have to continue to make strides and polish yourself in maybe ways that that you've struggled during the regular season.
How is the preparation different in the postseason than it is in the regular season?
You know, I think it forces you to spend a little bit more time on it, and I think it really forces you to try to tie up as many loose ends as you can. Again, I go back to, you're playing, opponents that are unfamiliar to you, and with that, I think you have to be prepared for everything. The other part of it is, locally it's pretty easy to get loaded up on films of your opponents, whereas when you get into the postseason, we got 2 films on them. So we're digging around on YouTube trying to find a couple clips here and a couple clips there, and and you're not sure what you're not sure.
That's your quarterback someday.
Yeah.
He can pick himself up.
The chair might be in worse shape than Z. I think he's all right, but no, I think that you have to be prepared for everything, and it's such a small window of the season when you trade 2 games that it's really hard to prepare for everything, and so you're really trying to focus on yourselves and just embrace the challenge each week of a different opponent that you're unfamiliar with.
All right, you ready for this?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to do something special tonight. There's something, Coach Yeagley asked me this. I never obliged because we never had the chance because last year we were on that run, right? This is an opportunity that I think we can do something special here. We're going to play rock, paper, scissors. And I hope everybody gets the double entendre there. Rock, paper, scissors. All right, so the stakes are, it's a 5-game rock, paper, scissors match. If Coach Rock wins, he gets to ask me anything. If I win, his players get to ask him anything without consequence.
Oh, boy.
Without consequence.
Coach Mancuso's over here
Coach
coaching
Mancuso, he's coaching them up.
This might turn ugly.
He's digging deep into the record and history books.
I got to have it.
All right. Who's going to be the first to ask a question when I win? All right, come on over. Come on, Gaff. Watch the wires. Watch the wires. All right, hang tight. All right, you ready? It's rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ready?
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Dang it! Nico, you told me to go paper because he was going to go rock because of the namesake.
I know a rat when I smell one. I knew what he was up to. That's what happens, Benedict Arnold.
You're done.
So
Never again.
Do I get to ask the question?
You get to ask the question.
Okay. So I'm curious, with a lot of people, all kinds of different ways of life as far as what makes them tick. So I know your family's important to you, and I know you have like a maniacal work ethic.
Yeah.
I think you do such a good job, and you're working so long. Seems like you're working every time I talk to you. So I'm just curious as to what kind of makes you tick. What is your motivation? I know you got a family over here, so
Yeah.
I'd like to hear what you have to say about that.
So I'm a competitor. I was a baseball player and obviously a football player for a little bit of time. But as a guy that wasn't I guess, vertically blessed,
Yeah.
I always had to work a little bit harder than everybody else to get the things that I wanted. So in baseball, I had to stay out longer and work harder. And I was absolutely blessed when I met my wife that understands that. She knows that I've got a goal and I want to go get it. When we started YSN, it was after I was told no by the local media outlets 5 times to be a sports reporter. And I promised myself and I promised my wife that I wasn't going to let my bachelor's degree go to waste. And when this opened up and this opportunity opened up with my friend, it was because I got fired from my job and we kind of looked at each other and like, what do I do now? What do we do? I have one shot to chase this dream. And I was blessed enough to have her say, go after it. We had very little money, trying to start a family, and she said, go after it. And I remember sitting in Dan Yeagley's office in the middle of summer, and he said, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
And he said, the only stipulation is I got you. I want you to announce our games. And so since that day, I've been the South Range announcer from Go, and I remember sitting underneath the woofer against Springfield when the Raider Stadium opened up, and you couldn't even hear us, and she's texting me and saying, I can't hear you, but I can hear the PA announcer.
Yeah.
But we were able to get through it, and 7 years later, I think we've changed a couple of lives and helped a couple people out along the way. So that's why I tick. I tick because of those people over there, and because I promised her and Coach Yeagley that I wouldn't let them down.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to ask any more questions because you're going to show me up. So
No.
You can keep asking them. You're setting the bar too high, buddy. Get somebody else in here.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, am I going to go again?
Yeah, 5.
Okay. All right.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Dang it!
I'm made for this. I'm a paper, scissors, rocks guy.
It should be.
Yeah.
If it was paper, scissors, Yoakley, I should be good at it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'll take it off the field since you asked us this last week. With Halloween coming up, your favorite costume from growing up and your least favorite costume growing up.
Okay, so my least favorite, can I start there?
Yeah.
My least favorite was a Power Ranger.
I was a Power Ranger one year, the white one.
You were I was the green one.
Okay.
Okay, so my mom made me this awesome, the green, I don't even know what it is, a shield or whatever that gold thing was.
Yeah.
She made me that, but like that was the entire budget of my costume.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a helmet at all, and she gave me these like not Kelly green like he was, like these hunter green like sweats.
Nice.
Because she's like, you know what? That's the only color they had, DJ. They were Hanes, and she goes, throw it on.
Yeah.
And she goes, I was like, what about the helmet? Can I at least get like a mask or something? She goes, no, just pretend like you're morphing or whatever. So
good.
So that was my worst. The best one I think was when I was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. You know what I mean? Like I think every little kid wants to be a Ninja Turtle when they're growing up.
Yeah.
And now Z's gonna be a Ninja. Z and Bella are gonna be Ninja Turtles for Halloween. So I'm amped up to see them. I might slip on a Donatello mask as well. So
there you go. Good.
There it is. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Round 3.
Okay. Rock,
Paper, scissors, shoot. Ha ha!
There we go. I had to let Gavin get one in.
Not. Here's the big question. So, who on the team would you let take your wife out on a date?
Of these guys or just in general? Any guy on the team?
Anyone.
Probably Jimmy. Jimmy Powell.
May I ask why?
He's just, he's unthreatening. No, he's polite. He's polite. I think he would be a perfect gentleman about it, and I'm sure he wouldn't talk any trash afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gavin. Appreciate it. That's a good question.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
That's a good question. All right, you ready?
Yes.
This is what, round 4? Round 4. All
Yeah.
right, 2 more.
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I
You won.
know. Well,
Surprise, surprise, you win something.
so you asked about my favorite song of all time
Oh.
a couple weeks ago. So I would ask you the same. I could tell when I said mine, you didn't have any idea what song I was talking about. So I'll ask you. I don't even know what kind of taste of music you have.
I know it's going to be Imagine Dragons, and they're kind of all over the place. No, you know what? I'm going reverse. I'm going the Clarks.
Oh, there you go.
I love the Clarks. It's very special. We've been
Pittsburgh,
to,
right?
Yeah, Pittsburgh band. We met them. We've got all kinds of autographs, pictures, and stuff like that. It's my favorite song is Better Off Without You. Not because I'm better off without anybody, but just because it's a good rhythm and anything like that. So Better Off Without You with the Clarks. That's
You're gonna
my
get yourself
favorite
in
song.
trouble, bud.
Listen, I live there.
Yeah. All
I
right.
live there. All right. Round
Last one.
5. Here we go.
I gotta let Tristan. Can I just forfeit?
All right, you
Tristan
forfeit.
Go?
Here you
Yeah.
How's everybody doing?
Doing good. T, how are you?
All right, so my question is, what is the best appropriate quote Coach Doc has ever said?
Oh man, there are so many of them. Boy, it's hard to find one that is appropriate. Probably, I can't. There's some. I'd say it's a man's game.
That's a good
It's a
one.
man's game.
Yeah.
I don't. That's getting on the fringe, but that's about as clean as it gets with Doc. So we'll say it's a man's game.
All right.
Nice question, buddy.
Yeah, it was.
Nice job. Thank you. I thought I was getting crowned by Tristan. I was getting real excited. All right, dude. Thank you for
Hey,
obliging. I
I
appreciate
do have
it.
one more thing.
Okay. Oh, yes.
I promised that I would tell my son David, wish him a happy birthday. Today's his 6th birthday. Lost his first tooth yesterday.
Lost his first tooth yesterday, and today's his birthday.
So, yeah.
There's
I had to give him a
only
birthday
one way to
shout
go
out.
about this. Is everybody ready to sing happy birthday to David? A 1, a 2, a 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear David. Happy birthday to you. Hey! How old?
6.
6 years old,
yeah.
the big fella.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, David Rock.
Thank you very
you
much. Go
Dave
Raiders,
Rock.
man.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
Thank
Go
you.
Raiders. We'll be back right after this with the Raiders themselves, right here from Giangelo's.